Hey guys, it's Ali, and in this video I want to show you step by step how Evan Vance, 24-year-old entrepreneur, has hit 100K per month in his online business, so you can just go ahead and copy him. And no, this is not a testimonial, nor is it promoting my services or any of my products. This is me genuinely sharing the story of someone who I have observed over the last few years, and I've observed all the steps he has taken, and I thought it would be a really cool idea to make a video highlighting those steps. So if you're an SMMA owner or a business owner of any sort, just take these 10 steps and apply them and you will hit 100K per month. So the first step is you got to have a genuine interest in business. And I know this because Evan has told me countless times that since he was much younger, he was always starting YouTube channels, he was always messing around with online businesses. He kind of had it in him as an entrepreneur to always kind of test out things and try to start things online and mess around with them and build servers and do things of that nature. And the reason I have this as step one is I see a lot of people online who have the sole purpose of just trying to get rich quick or just trying to find like a get rich quick scheme. Guys, this thing takes years. It may take a very long time for you to get to 100K per month or to get to a really high level of success in your business. So unless you have that genuine interest in entrepreneurship and in business and you want to make a difference of some sort, you want to prove something to yourself or someone else, you want to build something that you find passionate, and you just know that something is different about you and you want to showcase that at marketplace, you're already kind of really going to struggle. And that's something that Evan had as a strong advantage, is that ever since he was a little kid, he was built to be an entrepreneur. Now, if you were not building businesses when you were a kid, don't be discouraged. That's not the point here. I was not doing that. The whole idea is that you have a genuine interest in entrepreneurship. You have a genuine interest in solving a problem and providing a solution and getting paid for it. Second step is to go all in on yourself. And what I mean by that is Evan joined college and I think he was studying computer science at the time. And I remember him telling me that during his freshman year, he just felt really like bored and felt like college really wasn't for him. He hated the idea of going to school and having to do assignments, and he just could not see how that would be a path for him. And he just at some point, I think, decided to just literally say screw it, go all in on himself. And I think he dropped out after his freshman year only and went all in on trying to make an online business work. Now, this is a very important step. I'm not saying you have to drop out. In fact, on my channel, I promote that you can build your business part-time. That's because I work as a full-time systems engineer at NASA, and I'm still building a profitable business part-time. So there's definitely avenues for that. But the non-negotiable here is to go all in on yourself, is to develop enough self-belief and self-confidence to say, I'm gonna figure it out. And you don't have to have any evidence. You don't have to have like, I've never figured it out before, what am I gonna do? Like, you don't have to think like that. You just have to make a decision in life. If you genuinely want to go down the path of entrepreneurship, are you gonna make the decision to go and figure it out no matter what? And I think that's what Evan did after his freshman year. And I think that's what every entrepreneur should do, is you gotta be honest with yourself and make a decision and say, am I willing to bet on myself? Am I willing to spend the next few years eating dirt potentially or working very hard? I may or may not get results, but am I at least confident that I will figure it out myself? If you have that, then you're on the right path, and that's a great step two. Step three is to be open and understand that you might have to try different things. And I know this because Evan's very first business was not a social media marketing agency. I think it was like dropshipping, or it was something like e-commerce or something of that nature. It was an online business that was different from what he is currently doing. And that's, again, a mistake I see a lot of entrepreneurs doing, is you spend too much time trying to figure out, oh, what's my opportunity? What's my opportunity? When in reality, you should really start with something that you find genuinely interesting and you like, but be open that that opportunity may change later down the line. What really matters is the skills that you accumulate. It's not so much the opportunity that you face up front, but that the opportunity gives you a vehicle to improve your skill set and to do something that you can then take to your next opportunity. And I think there's a quote by Alex Hormozy, who I'm sure he's not the first person to say, I'm sure other people have said it before, that goes something along the lines of, the real product or the real result is not what you achieve in business or whatnot. The real result is the person that you become. And I think Jim Rohn said that a long time ago. And I think in this case, this applies to Evan as well, is because even though his first few opportunities were not his main thing, they helped him develop the skills to do what he is doing right now. Fourth step, if you want to reach 100K per month business like Evan did, is to solve a problem that matters. Solve a real problem for someone who's in a lot of pain. Now, when Evan really started to gain traction in his business is when he started focusing on solving a specific problem for a specific avatar. And the avatar he chose was real estate agents or realtors. And the problem he was solving is that a lot of the leads they were getting just sucked. They were tire kicker leads in their languages, or they were like garbage leads or something like that. And Evan was laser focused on solving that specific problem, because if you see someone who's in a lot of pain and you go and say, hey, I can relieve you of that pain, I can remove that pain from your life, that's essentially what a really good business does, is I'm going to come to you as an avatar and I'm going to help alleviate a problem, and then you're going to pay me for it. And that's exactly what he did. And I think for a very long time, Evan was hardcore focused on solving the lead quality problem, and he has tons of videos on it. Now, what does quality lead even mean, or what is the lead quality problem? It just means that when you're getting a lead, and again, a lead could be just a phone number or an email or someone that you have permission to contact, that the person is a quality lead. It's an interested lead. It's an engaged lead. It's someone who wants you to contact them. It's someone who's not gonna hang up on you very first 5 seconds after speaking to you. It's not someone who's not even qualified to buy your product or service. It's not someone who doesn't even have the money to buy your product or service. A quality lead is a qualified lead. It's someone who is in enough pain and has the financial resources to purchase your product or service to solve a problem for them. And what Evan did is he noticed that a lot of realtors were just getting garbage leads. They would sign up for all these agencies and they would get them leads, but the leads were just not great. It's either people who did not want to be contacted or people who just were not serious about business at all. And that's the problem he set on solving. And he spent a long time trying to solve that problem and ran different ads to target that problem. And this is kind of another example of things take time. Once you find a problem worth solving, you may not have the solution instantly. It may take you time, trial and error, and then feedback from the clients as well to learn how to solve that problem. Step 5 and how to get to 100K per month, whether using SMMA or any business of some sort, is to get really good at ads. And this is really where Evan really started taking off, is he became kind of an ad wizard. And he started out with Facebook ads, but then he learned YouTube ads later on and started using YouTube ads. And again, basically all an ad does is it grabs your attention and teaches you about something and then says, hey, if we are a good fit, click on this and maybe we can work together. That's really all the ad accomplishes, and Evan really nailed that formula. Out of all my entrepreneur friends, I've never seen anyone like Evan who consistently gets his calendar booked every single week. I mean, the man for God knows how long now, literally every single week, there's not a single spot available on his calendar. And his secret for that was he got really, really good at ads. He basically figured out, again, a really good problem that is really worth solving for a specific avatar. That was his offer. And then he figured out how to advertise, how to send traffic to the landing page that sells that offer. And he was really good at that. And again, the proof he was good at that is his appointments were booked all week long. Now, if you've watched any of Evan videos, the Evan Vance formula, or the advanced formula, in my opinion, is to focus a lot on pain and communicate that pain using the words that people use. And what I mean by that is when he would work with realtors, for example, a lot of his ads would focus on the pain that they were experiencing, but then he would go a step beyond and use the specific words that they use to describe their pain. So he doesn't just go to someone and say, hey, do you have leads that you don't like? He says, do you have tire kicker leads or something like that? Because these are literally the words that people in that specific niche or industry use. Now, what does that do? That makes the person feel really understood. It makes the entrepreneur or the realtor or whatnot who sees that ad feel like, wow, this is exactly describing who I am. Yes, I am struggling with this problem. And yes, I want to solve this problem. And the second thing he would do is he would rely a lot on social proof in his ads. So he would say, hey, this is the problem that you have. Are you struggling with this? And I'm using your own words to describe it because that shows that I really understand you. Well, guess what? I've solved it for this person, this person, this person. And this is obviously a very fundamental concept in marketing. And it's definitely not Evan who invented this. But the idea that he focused so hardcore on pain, on communicating the pain, and on using social proof to show how other people have bridged the gap, and the integration of all these 3 elements together in his ads, that's really one of the reasons he was able to book consistent appointments. So if you want to scale your business and you want to get a large number of people to come knock on your door and ask for your product or service, you have to learn how to advertise. There's just no other way. Obviously, there are other avenues such as cold outreach or warm outreach or posting organic YouTube content, but all these things are either low leverage or take time. If you learn how to advertise the way Evan learned how to advertise and use his ad skills, you're going to do really well for yourself. Now, step number 6 is to invest hardcore in yourself. And what I mean by that is Evan has spent countless dollars on courses, programs, coaches that basically helped him get to where he is. And the truth in this online entrepreneurship space is there's a lot of people out there who have the knowledge that you want, and you just got to find who they are, find the ones you really like working with, and you just got to pay them for that information. And this is something Evan has done exceptionally well, is that whenever he would feel like he would reach a point where he needed more help or more information, or he needed some hand holding in something specific, or sometimes even just guidance from someone who's ahead in the game, he would take the money and invest in that coaching program. Now, obviously, you got to be really smart on where you invest your money. There's a lot of people who may charge you, I don't know, a large sum of money for a program or a course, and they will not deliver results. They just rely on bullshit sales and marketing. Make sure you do your research and have someone who is genuinely a good coach, or genuinely providing a good product or service, and genuinely love what they talk about. And that will ensure that you're actually getting value, and then that will help you ahead in your game. Now, step number 7 that I have observed in Evan, something I have done as well, is to join communities of like-minded entrepreneurs. This is actually how Evan and I met. Evan and I met in a community of a program that we both joined. And I think one time Evan made a post about a good month he had. I don't even remember what the post was about. And I think I either left a comment or I sent him a message, and it's probably something along the lines of, hey, this is really cool. I resonated with that. And it was a very genuine message. Something about me is I only reach out to people who I really feel like if someone says something that really resonates with me, I'm going to reach out and say, hey, that resonated with me. That means you and I have something in common. And that's how we actually became friends. We just started talking on platform. I think the platform was School. And then we added each other on Discord. And here's the crazy part. at the time, I had 300 subscribers on my engineering YouTube channel. Now it's at like 26 or 27,000. And Evan, I think, only had 80 subscribers. So this was very, very early stages. And I think at the time, Evan was like, he had a lot of good business fundamentals, but still facing a lot of pain, a lot of problems in his business, was still figuring out his product. And through meeting other minded entrepreneurs and communities, including myself, including one of our guys, a guy friends, his name was Stefan, including one guy like recently, his name is Hassan. Like having other entrepreneur friends is really a hack, because then you have people who obsess with you and want to talk about what you're talking about all day and want to learn together. I mean, Evan and I, since we met, we've probably talked almost every single day, like no exaggeration. And all we talk about is like YouTube. We talk about ads. We talk about offers. We talk about different ways of testing things. We talk about productivity. We talk about like performance. We talk about clarity and direction and how to make right decisions in business. We talk about leverage. We talk about hiring. We talk about like relationships and people. We talk about all sorts of people that we have in common, and we're both like pretty nutty about entrepreneurship and about business in general, which is amazing, because when you have people like that in your life, this is why it's really good to join a community of entrepreneurs of any sort. Then you can basically get to know these people, and if someone has something that you like as well, you can connect with them. And I think Evan and I call this the like Mr. Beast effect, because him and I long time ago watched a video on how Mr. Beast said the real reason he was able to grow his YouTube channel so fast and have such longevity is that he had like 3 or 4 other friends who they would get on Skype every day for like 10 hours and they would obsess, and they were like lunatics. So Evan and I made a little document and we called it the Lunatic Mastermind. It was literally just me and him. Now it's with our third friend Hassan, and it's literally just us obsessing every single day on like YouTube, mostly on ads, on offers, on things of that nature. So definitely a crucial step in my opinion is to not only have the right coaches and programs and one-on-one help, but to be in some type of community of entrepreneurs. And if you are an SMMA owner, then I would say it's a no-brainer to go and try to join his community as well. Okay, so step number 8, gosh, there's a lot of steps, but step number 8 in scaling to 100K per month, or having a business that you really enjoy, or whatever it is that Evan accomplished at only 24 years old, is to start a YouTube channel and teach other people what you know. So again, I mentioned in the step before is that Evan and I both had YouTube channels, and when we started out, the goal of YouTube channels for Evan and I was not really to make money. It was literally just to like genuinely teach what we know. He was making Facebook ads at the time, and I think he added an extra 10K to his business just from clients that got to him through organic. But that was not the real focus for him. The real focus for him and for myself was to just grow our channels, just to genuinely provide as much value as possible for whoever's watching. And I know that because Evan's channel was only at 80 subscribers. Now I think it's at like 7,000 and is going to continue to grow because he continues to add value to people. But you definitely, once you start accumulating things to talk about, once you learn something worth sharing, you definitely want to start a YouTube channel and start sharing what you know. Obviously nowadays there's also like Instagram, TikTok, there's other avenues of social media. I'm pretty old school and hardcore. I love YouTube. I know Evan loves YouTube as well. And we think YouTube is still king no matter what. Obviously, if you're making short form content on YouTube, you can go ahead and post on IG and TikTok and whatnot. But like a YouTube long form channel is really the most valuable asset that you can build for yourself and for your business, because what Evan has basically spent the last year or year and a half or however long doing is just add content, add value, create, solve problems, and share how he did it, encourage people, inspire people at no ask. And he was doing that for like a very, very, very long time. And basically when the timing was right, he was able to leverage that YouTube channel to launch his SMMA coaching or his mastermind. And that definitely helped him scale and get to the numbers he is doing today. Which leads me to step number 9, which is you want to become an expert through experience. You don't want to be one of these people who makes a YouTube channel and start teaching people about something that you have not done. That's just really corny. A lot of people will really see through that. Like, you don't want to be the 18-year-old life coach. I think that's, again, like an Alex Hormozy quote or something like that. Or like, you don't want to be the guy who's never done anything, has zero experience, and is trying to teach people like how to go through life and solve like very challenging things. I mean, you can try that, but it's just not gonna work. What's way cooler is to look at what have I done, what have I solved, what have I accomplished, and then you can go ahead and try to propagate that information to people, and you start teaching them, and then you build value around providing real experience to other people. And people are nowadays are getting smarter. The market is getting smarter. Like, slowly people are starting to realize and ask the question, okay, why should I listen to this person? And if there's one thing I know about Evan, is this guy has a lot of reps under his belt. This guy has been doing this for a very, very long time. This guy has gone through a lot trying to get his business to where it is now. I think, I don't know, he's probably been like dabbling in like more seriously in online entrepreneurship for like 6 years or something since he went full time. So this type of experience becomes the content that you talk about. So the biggest motivation for you to go out and do something is to not only experience something and try to sell it to other people, but to learn enough such that you can talk about it and teach and provide value for other people. Now, step number 10 to get to the desired revenue number for you, and it's number 10 for a reason, because it it is the icing on the cake, and it is what I'm very happy to see Evan doing, is to jump in the right opportunity vehicle. And what I mean by that is that Evan spent a very long time focusing only on helping realtors and real estate agents basically acquire good quality leads. Now, while that is a very good problem to solve for a very good avatar, there's something that I noticed is that Evan didn't really care that much about real estate. He was a lot more interested in business. He was a lot more interested in marketing. He was a lot more interested in sales, and he was a lot more interested in helping people. And another thing is that Evan he's a young guy. He's 24 years old. So a lot of times he would work with clients that were like much older, and there would be that immediate like age gap, versus when he was making videos on social media marketing agency or marketing or business, for example, a lot of his viewers were younger guys who were like more resonating with the things he was saying, more trusting with him. So the thing that really helped Evan get to the next level is jump into the right opportunity vehicle. And what I mean by that is that Evan recently, on top of what he's doing with his Rocket Sense agency for realtors, he started a coaching program, a mastermind for social media marketing agency owners, or just agency owners in general. And from his very first few days, that thing took off, and I knew that thing was going to take off. It's something him and I talked about for a very long time, and it's because he obsesses over agencies, and he obsesses over marketing and ads and outreach and content, and that's just the stuff he eats and lives by every single day. So it is no brainer that the moment he steps into an opportunity like that, he's just going to crush everyone. So if you're watching this now as of, I don't know, February 2024, you're still early. If you're an SMMA owner, I would strongly recommend you check out his channel. I'm going to put it somewhere in the link below. You should probably even consider joining his program if you want to grow your agency. And yeah, overall, I'm very happy to make this video, because I genuinely think if you're someone who's into online business or an SMMA owner, then you should go ahead and work with Evan. And that's not me promoting him. He doesn't even know I'm making this video. That's just me genuinely seeing someone who's providing a good product and service and has a really good blueprint and is a really hardcore entrepreneur, like just really focused doer, fast action. Like, you definitely want to develop these character traits, and you want to be surrounded by people who have these character traits as well. But yeah, with that being said, here are your 10 steps. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Ali Al-Kargoli. I'm a systems engineer at the NASA Job Propulsion Lab. I'm also the founder of Next Level Systems, where we help entrepreneurs scale their businesses while working fewer hours. I tend to focus more on systems, systematizing entrepreneurs and systematizing businesses. So if you enjoyed this video, you can also subscribe to my channel and watch some of my videos, such as the one that may show up over here. That being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace, love.